Hi, I'm Cheryl. Welcome to Homeridge Studio. In this video, I'm going full fall, and I have 5 ideas to share with you that are all $5 or less. And this video is also part of the 5 Under 5 collaboration, which I will tell you about shortly, but first, let's just go make something. Okay, number 1, this is a pumpkin in a box. Really easy. And if you make something like this, here's what you'll need. I have a box from the Dollar Tree, a napkin, probably from Home Goods or Marshall's or TJ Maxx. I have a couple of pumpkins. I used the taller one. These were on clearance from Michael's last year. I think they were $1 or less than $1. And I have some ribbon in my stash. I did buy that pumpkin ribbon this year. It's gorgeous. I love it. I do use that, and that is from the Dollar Tree. I have some pit berries and some wired jute, liquid patina, which is like a Montage. I have some floral foam, and I have packing material from an Amazon package or something. I keep all that, and I use it a lot. I also have this Folk Art 1 decor paint. It's a paint and sealer all in one, and it's called Aged Pine. And I just picked this up. I love this color. So I'm going to take the box lid and I'm going to paint the entire thing inside and out, but not the top of the lid, because I'm going to put the napkin on top of it. And I'm checking the napkin to see how many plies there are, so I know how many to pull off. And it is a 3-ply, so that means there's 3 pieces to the napkin, and 2 came off together, so that was a bonus. And I'm measuring it, and I'm going to put a panel on each side of the box, not the bottom, and 1 on the top of the box. So I'm cutting off 5 pieces. And anyway, a big thank you to all of my subscribers. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. And if you're not subscribed yet, come join my Homeridge Studio family. It's totally free, and this is what helps my channel grow. If you like budget-friendly decor, seasonal decor, thrift flips, decorating, and so much more, hit the subscribe button, tap the bell notification and the all key, and you won't miss a thing. Okay, so now I'm just Mod Podging this, or I should say liquid patinaing it. I'm just gluing it to the box here, basically. So I always start with a starter strip, put the glue down, put the napkin on top, and then do the liquid patina on top of the napkin. And then I pull it up and put some on the bottom, as I'm doing here, and then some more on the top. And this is just a tiny, tiny piece. And so I did that to all 4 sides. And now I'm doing it to the top of the box lid. And now I'm going over it with the pine colored paint. And I'm just going to get the top of the box, the edges here, because it matches the paper perfectly. And so while this pumpkin is a really nice pumpkin, the stem was not. It was just like the Dollar Tree pumpkins. It was like a plastic stem. So now I'm just taking some jute and I'm just going to wrap it around there just to make it look not so plasticky. And that's what that looks like. I think it looks so much better. And I'm clipping off a little bit of the stem here. And now I'm going to take the pit berries and wrap them around a pencil and then fold them in half, and I'm going to glue it onto the pumpkin. And now I'm going to take this packing paper and I'm just going to stuff it inside there in the box to hide the bottom. And then trim it up a little bit. And I thought one string of pit berries wasn't enough, so I went ahead and clipped off another piece and glued it on here. And now I'm going to take the lid of the box and I'm just going to glue it on the top of the box. And now I'm going to take my ribbon and I'm just going to make a really quick bow. It's a awareness bow. So you just fold it one on top of each other, make a loop, and then just pull it down in the back. And then now I'm just going to take some jute and tie it off. And I glued it to the top of the box, and then I have this jar of wooden buttons that I use a lot. I got from Walmart, and I just glued one right in the middle of the bow, and now I'm going to dovetail the ends. And there you have it, quick and simple, and I think this turned out so super cute. And this collaboration is called 5 Under 5. It is a monthly collaboration with a theme, and today's theme is fall foliage and florals. And I would like to thank the host, Emily, from Farm Charm Chic, the guest host, Yetta, from Craft Along with Jay. And these women are super talented, and I put their channel links in my description box below, so if you already have not, go check out their channels. You won't be disappointed. The playlist is also in the description box below with all of today's participants for tons of fun, inspiration, and ideas. Okay, so here is the next piece. And here's what you need. I have a napkin again. I have this mason jar from the Dollar Tree. I have the Welcome Fall sign, some florals, some raffia, jute, and some black acrylic paint. And I'm just going to quickly put a coat of black paint on this Welcome Fall piece here. And now I'm going to remove everything from this mason jar. So I just took my blow dryer, melted the glue, popped off the tin, and then now I just pulled off as much paper as I could and then spritzed it with water, let it sit for about 5 minutes, and then I had to play with it a little bit. It does take a while, but then I got all the paper and the glue off this. And now I am just going to give it a coat under here, or on top, just one quick coat of mineral chalk paint, because you can see through the napkin, you can see the brown. So I wanted to brighten it up a little bit. And when that's dry, I took Mod Podge and put a coat of Mod Podge on the whole thing. And I'm showing you I'm drying it with my blow dryer. And now I'm piecing it together to just so I understand how I want it to go together. And I'm making little notches there just because this napkin is smaller and I wanted to put as much of the napkin on this piece as possible. So I just made the little marks with the pencil. And I'm going to put the, what do you call it, burlap on it. So I wanted to measure and see how far down the burlap had to go. I hope that makes sense. But you can see what I'm doing here. And so after I got all the pieces measured out and cut out and everything, I'm just putting the parchment paper on top of the napkin, and then taking my heat press here, pressing the napkin into, and then I did the same thing with the burlap ribbon, and it worked perfectly. And now I'm just gonna glue the little metal piece. Oh, I can't talk today. I think I'm just talking too much. I'm gluing the metal piece on the top there, and then just trimming it. And now I have this mustard color raffia. I don't even know where I got it. I have had it in my stash for a while. And if you don't have raffia, you can get it on Amazon. I believe the Dollar Tree has it. They used to. But I had this in my stash. And you could also use the hula skirts too. Those work really well. So I just cut a big long piece off, tied it in the middle, and then glued it on the top there. I just want these to kind of hang down long and wispy. And then I just grabbed some flowers here and glued 3 of them up on the top. And these flowers match the flowers and the pumpkins and the napkin. And then now I'm just going to glue the Welcome Fall sign on it, or little wood piece here. That was from the Dollar Tree in a pack. I don't know if they sell them anymore, but they used to be in packs of 3. And this is what this looks like. And I left the hanger on it. I didn't even have to move the hanger. And super easy, super simple, and very inexpensive. And if you can't find the Welcome Fall, if you have a Cricut, you can print it out. But the Dollar Tree also has wood letters, and you can just paint those. They also have the galvanized letters too, the metal ones. And that would be kind of cute on there too, I think. Anyway, number 3. This is a wine bottle, scarecrow. I've had this wine bottle for probably about a year or something. I don't know. It was a Pinot Grigio, I think, but I do recall it being really nice, but I haven't had it since. It was a nice tasting wine. But I thought the bottle was interesting, so I kept it. And I have this burlap I've had forever. I have this ribbon from the Dollar Tree, and then I have the flower, and I have this bag, which was also from the Dollar Tree. So I took the bag out. It's a nice big bag. And I clipped off the handles, and then I just cut one of the panels out. Now, in hindsight, I probably should have painted the bottle real quick, like a white color or something, because you can kind of see the word through it, but it's not going anywhere. Or you can just double wrap it and you won't see it. So I just glued it right down like that, put glue on the glass, and then I put it on the material, and then I rolled it. And then now I'm making a crease with the glue, and I'm going to glue the material onto the material. So that way it won't peel off the glass. If it peels off the glass, the material is glued onto the material, and it will stay. Now don't do as I'm doing here. I folded the bottom up and glued it, and so it's wobbly. I wouldn't do that. I would just clip off the extra material on the bottom, and you can sew a little extra piece of, glue a little extra piece of material or even felt on the bottom. And then I took my burlap here. I got that a few years ago from Walmart. I've seen it there. It's a huge, huge piece. I've been just clipping off little pieces here and there and using it on a lot of different things. I just cut a triangle out because that's going to be the hat. And this is not going to be the perfect hat. It's just going to be kind of a put together, folded together hat, as you'll see in a minute. And then I had an idea, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to take some of this raffia, and I'm just going to take a big chunk and tie it in the middle, and then put it right in the top of the bottle, which is going to be the top of its head, or the hat. So I glued it. No rhyme or reason. I just took a big chunk and, like I said, tied it in the middle and put a ton of glue in there. And then just stuck that in there. Held it for a second, and then now I'm going to take some jute and I'm going to put a double knot just to hold it in place. And now that's all I did for the hat. Literally cut a triangle and then folded it over on itself. And I think it turned out really cute. And it was so easy, you guys. Sometimes I fool around with these little hats and stuff, and Oh, it takes so long, and this was just super simple because, you know, it's a scarecrow, and scarecrows are not perfect, right? So I took a little piece of that orange burlap ribbon from the Dollar Tree, and I drew a triangle on it, a longer triangle for the nose, and I just cutting it out. I thought about using felt, but then my burlap was out, and I thought, ooh, that would be cute because it's more of a muted orange. Now I looked up different scarecrow faces, and I drew this on the paper. And now I'm just going to draw it with pencil on the material very, very, very lightly. So I didn't want to get my Sharpie out and just start drawing with my Sharpie. So after I traced it, now I'm just going to color it in with the Sharpie. And we need to add a flower. So I just popped one in the top of his hat, and then just coincidentally I had a strip left over from when I was cutting this burlap out. It just coincidentally. I thought, oh, perfect. I'm just going to tie it around the bottom, a double knot, and I made sure that it was I pulled apart. I did this on the hat too, on the material on the hat. Just pulled a couple strands out so it's kind of tethered looking, and then I put a little jute twine bow right on top of that, and that is it, you guys. And this, I think he's so cute. And like, if you have material, you don't have to use the same material. If you have burlap, or the Dollar Tree sells, you know, rolled up material, I'm sure you guys have seen it, you can use that too. If you have a big box full of extra bits and pieces of flowers and leaves, yeah, dig that out. That's all you have to do, and it's super simple and just super cheap. Okay, here's another one. This was, do you remember those big CD towers? Yeah, we had one a long time ago, and I kept the pieces on the inside, and I got rid of the whole big box. Anyway, that's what that is. And I have, these are from Hobby Lobby. They were 40% off, the flowers. These were $3.99 from Hobby Lobby, the leaves, and they were 40% off. And I only use a couple of these, so it's next to nothing really. I have the ribbon from the Dollar Tree, and again, the same raffia. These are the permanent vinyl from the Dollar Tree. Check out your Dollar Trees if you guys like this stuff, or if you use it. I think they're clearancing it all out. They are 4 for $1. I've gone to 2 Dollar Trees and they've been 4 for $1. So that's a deal if you guys use that stuff. I don't use it with my Cricut, but I do use it on pieces like this. So I do have the white vinyl, and I have that little decal sticker thing from the Dollar Tree that says Gather Home. I've had that for a long time too. And now I'm just going to cut out a piece. As you saw, I measured it. And then I'm just going to put the vinyl right on top. And I'm going to put it on top of the black because the sticker, you wouldn't see the sticker. And it had to be white, the background, in order to see the sticker. I was hoping to use the black part of it. But any old wood piece would do for this. Just make sure that it's kind of sanded down. And I just put it on, and now I'm trimming it real quick. Took that little tool from the Dollar Tree and pushed it down real good, got all the bubbles out of it. And this was super easy and super quick as well. I think the hardest part of this was getting the gather and the home word off of the thing. It kept wanting to roll up and sticking onto itself, and it was, yeah, as you'll see, I may have cut it out, but it is, yeah. It was thin and it was kind of flimsy, but I got it done, so. And now these edges are unfinished. The one is finished. It's black like the top of it, or the top that I covered. But I wanted to hide these, and I didn't want to paint it because it's that, I don't know what you call it, that board, like MDF board or something. Anyway, press board or something. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I covered it with ribbon. And I did that to all three sides. And now I'm just going to glue the leaf up on top, just one, and then these two burgundy flowers on the bottom. And I decided that I was going to put some antique wax on this leaf on both sides because I just didn't like it with the neutral color or the natural color. And this is just the Craft Smart antique wax that I got from Michael's. And then I took some raffia again, just a little teeny piece, and I just did the same thing. Tied a little knot in the middle and fanned it out and just glued it on the bottom of the leaf. And then I took another little button, a little teeny wood button, and glued it on top of that. And that's it. And this is a cute little shelf sitter. And number 5, this is the last piece. And this is really quick and really easy and very inexpensive. Again, I have a charger plate here from the Dollar Tree. I didn't use that pumpkin. I was going to, and I thought, no, I don't need it. I have the leather blessed word that's from the Dollar Tree from last year. I have the ribbon, and I have some florals. I'm just pulling all the florals off the pick. And then I'm kind of going to place them the way I think I want them to look. And then when I get them like that, I'm just going to clip off the little plastic piece on the bottom because they stick better. And I'm just placing these the way I had them. So 3 in the back and then 2 in the front, and then I decided that it probably needed a couple more because I had some left over anyway. And now I have the bow or the ribbon, and I'm just folding it over on itself. So there are going to be 3 loops. So just keep folding it over, then you look in the middle until you can pull out 3 loops. I don't remember how many that is. I think it's 4, probably fold over 4 times. And then I took some jute and I tied it, and then I thought, I'm going to put a couple notches in here so I can tie the jute tighter. You don't notch it all the way through, you just do a little teeny cut on both sides, right in the middle. And then I'm just going to fluff this out a little bit. And I made some tails. I just took a long piece of that ribbon and just folded in half. I did dovetail the ends, and I'm just going to tie it right onto the bow. And then I'm gluing the bow onto the bottom of this plate, and I'm going to scrunch up the ends a little bit and pop a flower right in the middle of that. And I'm just going to glue this little leather blessed sign or word down here. And that's it. I mean, I added a hanger on the back. You don't necessarily have to hang these. You can put them in a plate holder too and put them on a shelf. And I just hot glued it on the back, but I did put some tape over that too to give it more, so it won't fall, so the glue doesn't peel off of the plastic. I had one more flower left, so I add that up there, and then I took the leftover leaves and then just glued them on here and there. And that is it. 5 pieces, and each one was under $5. And here is the whole shebang. And I thank you for watching today's video. I hope that you got some good ideas, and don't forget to check out the playlist because you'll get even more good ideas. These women are super talented and super amazing, and speaking of that, don't forget to check out the hosts too. You will not be disappointed. And like I always say, I'll be back real soon, and until then, have a blessed week. Bye.